Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this mess. Okay. Mm. Beyonce's line with Adidas is reportedly struggling, driving home the challenging of filling the $2 billion hole left by Kanye West Yeezy line. So they say that the Wall Street Journal on Wednesday reported sales for the singer's Ivy Park Adidas line fell 50%. Adidas struggles to gain traction with Ivy Park come after the brand cut ties with Kanye West. Beyonce's contract with the Adidas expires after 2023, according to the Journal report. So basically, what some of the article says is Beyonce on Sunday became the most decorated artist in Grammys history. On Wednesday, a less stellar Beyonce headline appeared in the Wall Street Journal. The newspaper reported the celebrated musician's partnership with Adidas is coming up of short sales of projection. Sales of the Ivy Park line with Adidas decreased more than 50% to roughly $40 million last year, well short of the company's $250 million forecast, according to the Journal. The struggles of the line further underscore the challenge facing Adidas in the wake of its split with Ye. Is it Ye? I still can't pronounce that man's name. Ye or Ye? Formerly known as Kanye West. The company lost ground against rival Nike in recent years and hasn't found any big tranches of sales to replace the estimated $2 billion in sales generated by Yeezy's line. I think it's critical to remember that over the past decade, all things considered, and with enough ad spend, it has been hard to reach $50 million of revenue selling apparel, said BMO Capital Marks Managing Director Simon Siegel in an email to Insider. So basically, that's what it comes down to, girl. Listen, are we gonna have an honest conversation, or y'all gonna still act like, girl, anytime somebody say something about Beyonce, girl, they hate Beyonce, or y'all still gonna act like Beyonce is above reproach? Listen, the truth of the matter is, the Ivy Park Adidas line, most of that stuff looks like costumes. Are we gonna have some? Are we gonna really talk? Are we really gonna be honest? In real life, how many people have you seen walking around with Beyonce's clothing line? I've seen mostly drag queens. And that is not even a lie. From Trinity K. Bonet to Roxy Andrews. The only person that I have seen actually wear Beyonce's clothing line, it was Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac. Remember the beginning of this season at Karen's party when Candace pulled up with that red jumpsuit? I thought, now that's really, really cute. Beyonce has some cute pieces in that line, okay? She does. Because there was a coat that I wanted to get. Y'all know I'm a coat fanatic. It was a coat that I wanted to get. It was like that baby blue coat, and it had Adidas at the very, very bottom. I was like, oh, that's really, really cute. And then I remember Candace again with another get up from Ivy Park when she dressed up like Beyonce for Halloween. So again, girl, it gives you very costumish. Um, I don't know why it's not selling, I guess, the way that they projected it would sell. Um, like I said, I've really never been too crazy over anything that was in the releases. I know sometimes people are like, oh, but she sells out. Let me tell y'all something about that sell out stuff. I used to work at Nordstrom. I remember when Ivy Park came to Nordstrom, they had this big rollout. And I think Nordstrom was one of the few places, at least in Houston, that was selling Ivy Park. So everybody was coming to Nordstrom to try to get their pieces. People were coming to try and get the pieces. I'm not going to lie. They were coming in. But girl, this is what they do. It's not like they send a buttload of stuff They didn't send us a whole bunch of inventory. Girl, they might send 3 of each sizes for each thing. Girl, that's not a lot. Girl, so if you got a sports bra, girl, they gonna send you 3 smalls, 3 mediums, 3 larges, 3 extra larges, 3 extra. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm just throwing a number out there, but the what I'm saying is, girl, they did not send a lot of inventory. So when it was gone, it was like, oh girl, we're sold out. And so that's how the whole selling out, I think, comes for and play for a lot of people, not just Beyonce, but a lot of folks. They only have a limited quantity. And once it sells out, it's like, oh my God, it's sold out. So girl, it kind of creates this need, right? Or this want to feel like you need it, right? And so now it's like, girl, I got to get it when it come out. But girl, they're not sending out a lot of stuff, girl. And I know that firsthand. Because they really don't know. They really don't know if this stuff is going to sell. So it makes sense that they have limited quantity. But it's not like, girl, they just had they just have all this inventory and girl, they're just selling out, because of that. No. Anyway, I just want to throw that in there just for a quick bit. But I remember the girls used to come in, Nordstrom girl. They were looking for that Ivy Park, honey. Girl, when I see the girls, I'm talking about white girls, black girls. The girl that was in there looking for the Ivy Park. Girl, some of the girl, some black boys. The size of me and that girl with your big ass talking about, girl, you got a medium in this. Girl, no, girl, we got an extra large. Cause girl, your shoulders is just as wide as mine, and you bigger than me. So girl, I don't know why you asking that sales associate talking about, hey girl, do you got a medium in this? A medium in this? Girl, no, but she has a 4XL. Oh, big ass nigga over here in this women's section asking for a medium with your big ass. Oh, all right. Anyways, what else? Oh yes. Ooh wee, I'm so serious. Let's talk a little bit about. Since we're talking about Beyonce, we can go ahead and get this out of the way. So this is according to the Neighborhood Talk. Don Richard, formerly of Danity Kane. Don Richard liked 3 comments made on Twitter. One of the comments said, Don Richard made at least 3 Renaissance albums, quiet as it's kept. Another comment said, we as a society have failed for sleeping on Don Richard. And then another comment said, I don't know what we got to do, but next year I need Don Richard to attend basically the Grammys and win. Don liked all 3 comments. Of course, it kind of started a little bit of conversation. And she also came back and said this. Now, wait a damn minute, Matthew, because somebody had left a comment and she was responding to that person. Now, wait a damn minute, Matthew, LOL. I like this because I'm honored for the words. A B minds her business. I think my sound is my own. Don't even start no ish with folks in here. K goes back to my cave. Don do mind her business. I am a huge Don fan. I have listened to all of her mixtapes, all of her albums. I'm just a big fan of her music. This is what I think. I think that the folks who do this genre of music, I think that they probably, and this is not necessarily Dawn, but I think that some of them probably felt a type of way, like when you think about the Azalea Banks and the Dons and the other girls, right? They probably felt some type of way because here comes Beyonce. She puts out Break My Soul, which to me, and I've been saying this since Break My Soul came out, I thought it was a horrible record. And people swore up and down like she had just created this new sound. So I can see how if some of the girls get a tad bit frustrated. And then when we start to have these conversations, some of you, in order to feel like you have to continue to uplift Beyonce, you start to put down the girls like Dawn. Well, Dawn, it's quality over quantity. Well, Dawn, I don't know about all of that. Dawn is an outstanding artist. And there are more than a few songs that Dawn have that will literally demolish some of the songs on Renaissance. And this is coming from somebody who wears Renaissance out, okay? So I feel like because I am a fan of Dawn's and because I am a huge fan of Renaissance, I can say that I know that Dawn has some songs. So I can see how some of the girls and boys who, again, do that genre of music, how they could feel a tad bit way like, girl, here she come over here, right? And then if somebody even starts a conversation, there are fans out there and people out there because they feel as though somebody is about to attack Beyonce, where now they start to put down the Azalea Banks and what she does musically. Or they start to put down what Dawn and what she does musically. Which I think is that's I mean, just for lack of better words, girl, that's just not right. They have every right, if they felt that way, to be upset. It really is no different, and yes, I'm about to go there. It really is no different than, even though black people created it all, okay? It's really no different than when a white person kind of comes and taps into the R&B or has, some type of sounds of R&B in their music and people act a fool and go up. And it's like, girl, well, what about the people who actually do that over here? That's really what it is. It's like, so now you have the Beyonce who kind of like tapped in over here and y'all acting a fool, and the people over here who do it all the time are like, girl, well, what about us? It's literally the same thing. A white person tapping in, throwing a little R&B in their music, singing a little song, do a little 1-2 step choreography. Girl, they blow up, and then here go the black people over here like, well, girl, what about us? It's really the same thing in my opinion. And again, that's not to down Beyonce, but I also can understand why there are fans out there that are like, girl, Dawn been doing this. Dawn has the albums. Dawn has not only the quantity, she also has the quality, okay? So y'all can cut that out. Another thing too, I remember Erica De Niro TV said this some months ago, that the BET Award, and I don't know why I never thought about this, but the BET Awards, y'all need to start having more categories for these artists. Because what happens is, just like a lot of, we start attaching different genres of music to either white people or black people. You see what I'm saying? Girl, there are black artists out there who do dance, EDM, techno, house music. Y'all need to have a category for that. But what's gonna happen is y'all gonna put Beyonce like they did when Beyonce won. Didn't Beyonce won America the Music Award for like best R&B album or some shit? It was something like that. And even I was like, girl. So what's gonna happen? I can almost guarantee you next year at the BET Awards, Beyonce gonna be all up and through them categories, and she probably only really should belong in a couple. She ain't got no business being in no type of blues, R&B, nothing. Unless it's probably Cuff It, Virgo's Groove, Plastic on the Sofa. But as an album, no. So yeah, they do BET. Y'all need to create different genres, country. I mean, different categories. Have I been saying genres? A different category for these artists. You know, like dance, EDM, techno, whatever. Um, House, country. You know what I'm saying? Alternative, right? But I just want to say that because, like I said, I read the comments and I'm like, ooh, girl, y'all really not gonna disrespect Dawn like that. Y'all, that's one thing y'all not gonna do. Come on, somebody put one of the cousins put. I agree. Dawn is a wonderful artist and ahead of many. She really is. I'm really unsure why she doesn't get the push her artistry deserves. Maybe she needs a new management because the music that Dawn makes, in my opinion, for some black people, they just. I'm gonna leave it alone. Somebody put, I love Dawn, definitely my fave, and we both from the same hood, but let's not take from Beyonce. But see, that's the other girls could say, girl, let's not take away from them. You see what I'm saying? Girl, Beyonce is Beyonce. Beyonce is the biggest artist in the world, one of the biggest artists in the world. What do you mean, let's not take from Beyonce? Girl. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Y'all talking about potential like she's not a great artist. Her music shows, her music shows, videos, and level of execution are top tier. People just prefer to live in a box and complain about no good music being out. That's what I'm saying. Dawn is really one of those girls. Why everybody only do this to Beyonce? Y'all literally don't do this to no one else. But I guess this is what happens when you're the standard. Hey, girl, y'all some haters. I've said that it's hard to have conversations when it revolves around Beyonce because, girl, I don't think that y'all are fair in your critiques. I don't think that you're fair in your opinion. And that's just how I feel. All right, let's move on. Baby, listen to this. Oh, now this is a mess. Former alleged GMA staffer claims everybody was sleeping around at ABC News. Women were allegedly given promotions for having sex with executives. An explosive expose published by The Cut on Tuesday is sharing an even deeper insight into TJ Holmes and AB Robach's affair at GMA3, alleging that employees hooking up with one another was not uncommon at the workplace. While GMA was once praised for its good reputation, in contrast to the Today Show, which was plagued by the Me Too scandals just a few years back. The publication claims to have spoken to multiple people who work at ABC News and witnessed the alleged misconduct firsthand. One of the former GMA employee told The Cut how relationships between coworkers were all too common throughout the 2010s at the is that how you say that? 2010s, I guess, at the network, noting that if it felt like everybody was sleeping around. An anonymous woman who the news outlet refers to as Sasha claims she worked as a junior staffer at ABC News when she allegedly began having sex with Holmes in his office, though she soon realized she apparently wasn't the only woman sleeping with him. With Holmes later leaving ABC News for Good Morning America, Sasha said she was devastated when she learned that the other affairs he was alleged to have had the company saying, "I was just part of a pattern. I thought I was special." Another girl, y'all obviously got special. Can I say something before I go? Why y'all hoes always think that, girl, you sleeping with a married man and, girl, you special? Girl, you was not special. Girl, you are just a wet spot on the table. Girl, you were just another hoe. You just another wet spot on the bed, if y'all doing it on the bed. Because it sounded like he was throwing y'all over throwing y'all over his desk. Or either y'all was girl down now. Let me shut up. Another anonymous employee who was referred to as Ruth also spoke out against the company's inappropriate ways, boldly claiming that the staff members would be awarded if they were either divas or adulterers. Girl, listen, we already said this. I've already said this. A lot of y'all already know this. Girl, we not stupid. We not slow. Some of us not stupid. Some of us not slow. Girl, shout out to the ones who stupid and slow, though, girl. We still love y'all. But for real, though. Girl, nobody is surprised at people having sex at work. We know people are having sex. Girl, we know that TJ is not the only one in a certain position, taking advantage of his position. Girl, I'm sure he was the one that got caught. Like I said, Amy and TJ were the ones that got caught, so therefore they will be the ones that will be made and they're going to use as an example. But they're not the only ones, right? Again, that doesn't make it right. But they're not the only ones. They just got sloppy. Now, the other girls and boys who are doing exactly what TJ was doing out there, right? Or even having an affair with someone that may be considered on his level at work. Now, they might be slowing down a little bit for the time being because it's hot. Okay? The block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot. So they done back a little bit like, oh, shit, girl. But girl, they're going to start back in a few months. Once it die down, once they see how the ratings doing, they're gonna go back to basically throwing their legs in the air. Girl, the men gonna go back to climbing in between them, right? The men like TJ are gonna be taking advantage of interns, right? Abusing their power. Because everybody knows in management, everybody knows that when you're in a certain position that you're really not supposed to deal with anyone in that type of way, right? That especially someone who may be considered beneath you in the workplace. It's called an abuse of power. We learned that. Right. Girl, they're a mess over there. And that's how y'all lose y'all jobs, because you know what? Even if, for example, let's just say some of these women were not taken advantage of, that they just felt like, okay, this is what I have to do. That still goes to show that there are people at that job that has created this environment where you have women coming in thinking that the only way in order for me to achieve my dreams, the only way in order for me to climb up this corporate ladder is, bitch, I might have to throw some pussy at somebody. That's the type of environment. At the end of the day, in my opinion, it still goes back on the people that are in charge. Because that's the type of environment that you have created at the workplace. A workplace where people feel as though the only way that they can succeed or become successful or grow, climb up the corporate ladder, is to give out some cooch. And that right there is what class? An abuse of power. Anyways, I wonder what Amy doing with that promise ring. When again, if that promise ring. How that song go with well, remember the girl Tiffany Evans? She had that song Promise Ring. The promise ring, girl. If TJ gave that lady a promise ring at 50 years old, bitch, girl, I wish I would. Like I said, I think promise rings are really, really cute. I do. Shout out to all the girls who in their early 20s, maybe even mid-20s, getting promise rings, girl. But girl, when you start hitting 40 and 50, if you walk around here with a promise ring, girl, bitch, I'm talking about your ass. Girl, listen, girl, you walk around here at 40, 50 with a promise ring, girl, I'm talking about your ass. I'm sorry. Girl, that man do not want you. And he is wasting your time. And you wasting your time too, sis. Oh, child. Anyways, child. All right. We'll be back later because I want to talk about Dr. Dre. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.